So traveling in the snow in the ZDX was quite an experience. We'd been on a long drive that day, and as you can see from some of these clips that we just, filmed during our travels, sometimes the conditions were, not bad, and other times they were pretty awful. And as we got further and further into the evening, and as it got dark, it's not super clear if it's fully captured in all those clips, or some of them, just how bad the visibility was, and also how deep the snow was at times. It's a little hard to say what we're actually driving through. I mean, I didn't get out to measure it. But you could see on cars, like parked here and there was way more than a foot of snow on the roofs of the cars. We thought maybe it was closer to 2 feet. It's hard to say, but could have been. And the thing that really sticks out in my mind anyway, like having driven that vehicle, and I really didn't have a lot of experience driving that vehicle in bad weather. I've driven, probably by then I'd probably put about 5,000 miles on several different ZDXs, Type S and A-Spec, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and Type S, and also driven Prologue pretty extensively, but in all those cases, I'd barely driven any of them in very heavy rain, and really we'd not seen snow at all the whole time I've been driving those vehicles, because that was kind of like in the summer. So it was pretty interesting, especially that A-Spec, and it has like Michelin tires on it, all seasons. Definitely not a super aggressive tread pattern. Maybe the compound is such that it's got a lot of grip, or maybe it's just the weight of the vehicle, which is not quite 3 tons, but not too far off of that, honestly. And so maybe that's the reason. I was being extremely gentle with the throttle and the brakes. That's kind of my mode when I drive in the snow. I, just try not to break traction, try to do everything very gently. But still, like, even considering that's how I was driving, it was remarkable how locked in that car felt to, like where I was pointing it, how much I wanted to go or stop or whatever. And we definitely had to stop at times, and sometimes stop like on hills going up or going down. So it just wasn't getting stuck. And then when we got back on I-90, we had to go for miles and miles and miles, like, boy, I don't know, probably 30 miles, like, all told, in pretty deep snow. It just, we were passing cars that were doing like 20 miles an hour. And so I got over in the left lane and was doing like 30, 35, which, at least all the indications were that was kind of like the okay speed limit to do. And honestly, it felt fine, like the vehicle, even in the fairly heavy snow, which had kind of been plowed at some point, but not recently. It just continued to be like locked in and just very stable. And keep in mind, like, during those probably 3 hours, 4 hours altogether, from basically Fredonia, New York, or south of Buffalo is where it kind of started to get snowy, until we hit about the I don't know, maybe the Mentor, Ohio, or somewhere kind of like on the outskirts of what you think of as Cleveland. It's not, I know it's not really Cleveland, but you know, those areas, you know, at least 100 miles in the snow, doing, you know, about 25 miles an hour. We had some gridlock. That whole time, we probably had to pass like 50, maybe 100 cars, like in the ditch. So there was a lot of other people were not finding it, you know, as easy to drive as we were, you know, as the experience we were enjoying in the ZDX. So I don't know. That's the context of those images you're seeing. It's very, I don't know. It was funny because, like, you know, I'm in a Tesla Model 3 right now, and that's honestly what my wife and I are used to driving. And we were, you know, kind of feeling a little bit like, I don't know, is this ZDX, like, is it amazing? Do we love it? And then after we drove that car through the snow, we're like, oh yeah, we like it a lot. Like, you know, like, forget every bad thing we said about ZDX. Like, that's the greatest car in the world. Like, you know, sign us up. So it was funny. Our whole impression changed, and we basically said the same thing to ourselves right at the same moment. And I forget who said it first, and then, you know, the other person agreed. Like, yeah, that was amazing. How good that car was in the snow. So, yeah, that was kind of our experience, and I hope you enjoyed, you know, seeing these images, and you know, whatever kind of commentary we've got going through this. Yeah, some of the time was, you know, it was not, again, we weren't like driving crazy, but like just the stuff we had to do, like leaving the freeway on an on-ramp, you know, like going up an on-ramp to just get off the freeway, which was completely stopped. And, you know, I just figured, well, might as well leave this way, because like literally nothing was going on the freeway itself. So anyway, enjoy.